Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
Good evening and welcome to the Roosevelt Fieldhouse for tonight's black women's basketball match between the visiting Roosevelt University Lakers and your Lawrence Tech University Blue Devils. The NAIA, alongside the Open Hoosier Athletic Conference, takes great pride in the conduct of its student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators. We encourage the cheering of your team, but with a spirit of good sportsmanship kept in mind. Before we announce the starting lineups, we ask that you please rise at the playing of the national anthem.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Don Ruther Fieldhouse on the campus of Lawrence Tech University. We've got women's college basketball coming your way right here on the LTU Sports Network as the Blue Devils are looking to continue their winning ways. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games. Now they're trying to make it 4 wins out of 5 games as they take on the Lakers of Roosevelt University. Thank you for joining us for this non-conference matchup right here in Southfield, Michigan. I'm John Snow with you on the call here this evening. My partner tonight is Jan Volker. And Jan, I spoke with Coach Grace Howerton earlier, and he said that the month of November was basically learn and adjust. Now we move into December, it's basically about execution from here on out.
Absolutely, and this is what the Blue Devils is all about. Execute more, trying to improve more, and trying to get even better more. We saw, of course, the Blue Devils, of course, like you said, winning 3 of the last 4 games, hoping to get their 4th win in the last 5. And, you know, I gotta say, you know, the Blue Devils hoping to get the start on a good note here. Hopefully this is the last time we'll definitely see the Blue Devils for 2022 before they go on the road and get ready for 2023.
As we definitely see improvement from here on out, as we got a different look at starting 5 for the Blue Devils. Kendall Fisher, everyday starter. Maggie Long steps in. Dominique Evans getting the start. Great to see her back in action for the Blue Devils as well. Adding Nagel, and then to finish it off, Jade Ferris. So definitely a different looking starting 5, but don't take Roosevelt too lightly. They've won 2 straight conference matchups, them being out of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. And for head coach Dion Thomas in his first season, he took this job right at the beginning of October and didn't have a lot of time to prepare this team for the season. and so it kind of showed a bit. They struggled in their first couple of matches, but then they have put stuff together in a good amount of fashion. This Lakers team is averaging almost about 72 points a game, and they're getting back into their winning ways. So they are coming in with a hot streak of themselves.
Yeah, of course, and before they have won both of these games, they have lost 6 straight matches there, starting with Indiana Northwest with a 20-point deficit back on November 9th, and then they ended it with a November 3rd on Wednesday, last Wednesday, with a close margin against Holy Cross. But, you know, just like you said, of course, they're trying to, like, build a momentum here with first-year head coach Dion Thomas, and they wanted to make sure that they get the momentum that they needed here.
Tip-off is up and is won by Roosevelt, as Roosevelt already has a quick early 1-0 lead, as there was a free given bucket off the free throw shot of Gabrielle Beggs, and that one is rebounded by Dominique Evans.
It's great to see Dominique Evans getting the starting lineup. And of course, you can see the brace there. Of course, she got some knee injuries along the way, but good thing she's fully healthy and fit.
Fisher, near by the elbow, tries to hit Ferris down low, rolls out of bounds, and it will go to Roosevelt. And that was something right there, an early turnover by the Blue Devils, and it was one thing that Grace Howerton mentioned to me. It was definitely trying to get more assists than turnovers throughout, just moving the ball around more just to get everybody else involved.
And of course, they want to get involved the turnovers here. But, you know, just like you said, of course, they want to have more shooting and more possession as well.
Scramble for it, picked up there by Lavasser. Down low, here's Moore. Fadeaway shot, and again the rebound is by Evans.
So we can see the Blue Devils going in transition here in the early going.
We got a foul from behind. That foul is on China Scott, the senior forward. Blue Devils are looking to even up their overall record. They come in with a record of 5-6. And after this matchup, they will have one more conference matchup against the University of Northwestern Ohio on Saturday. And then to finish off, that one misses the mark. Evans is the rebound, and the putback is in. So Dominique Evans gets the first bucket for the Blue Devils. And as I mentioned on, their last matchup before the Christmas break will be on the road against Huntington University.
Nicely done by Dominique Evans, who put it away on the offensive rebound.
Down low, Scott inside the paint, goes to go on the run. It was stripped away, and it will stay with the Lakers.
It was last touch off of Jade Ferris. And of course, for Jade Ferris, that she had 6 points and 2 rebounds and an assist at Lord's while playing 30 minutes.
Hands it off to Beggs in the corner, and now a loose ball, and that one is come down by Lavasser, and a last-second shot is off the side of the rim, picked up by Maggie Long. Fisher quickly in transition, kicks it back out to Long. Long over to Addie Nagel. Back up top again. Now Fisher will drive down the lane, quick pull-up jumper, and it goes in and out, rebounded by Ferris. And we will reset. Nagel.
Jay Ferris was in the right place.
Ball stripped away again, and we get a foul here, and it will stay with LTU as that foul is called on Amelia McNutt, the graduate guard of East Lansing, is also a transfer from Rochester University. So very familiar with this Blue Devils team is McNutt as she came out of a WAC conference matchup.
And of course, you see Taylor Tree coming on here from New Albany, Indiana. Recently played with New Albany High School, 5'6" freshman.
Smart play by Evans to hit off of the Lakers to still force an inbound play. And now we have Fisher inbound it. A little pause in plays that we're looking for clarification.
And of course, the communication is being sent out here by Coach Grace Howerton.
Referee's talking over with the official at the desk. A bit of a different look out at the stands, as I was told earlier that the main lead for the grandstands has been busted, so therefore there's no big grandstands. Well, yes, some fans are down here tonight as Jade Ferris puts it up and in. Ferris with her first bucket of the night.
On the way to get things going here.
Drive down the lane, gives it out to Treat. Now China Scott. It's Lavasser down low, the underneath try, and it rolls in.
Wow.
So great work right there by Kensia Lavasser.
Nice finish there from Lavasser out of Washington, Indiana, who played 33 minutes at Governor State, picking up a double-double in the last game.
Ferris hands it off to Evans. Pull-up jumper try off the heel. Picked up by Urbanski. Slow things down. Give it away to McNutt. Back to Urbanski. Up top for Taylor Treat. Now China Scott. Down low, and it will stay with Roosevelt.
And of course, we see two subs in. Julia Huey comes back on. And Gabby Go coming on here.
Gabby Goff really had a great game against Lourdes University in that last matchup. Treat will inbound to China Scott. Guarded by Goff. Julia Huey, one of the substitutes as well, guards Urbanski. Now Urbanski down the lane, and that one just rolls in and out. Rebounded by Goff. Julia Huey gives it away to Long. Now Huey, open three-ball shot, just off the mark. Rebounded by Moore, one of the other substitutes in for Lakers. McNutt gives it away to Treat. Guarded by Long. Now Ariana Moore down the lane. Good drive, and there'll be a foul called here. Foul's going to be on Julia Huey, her first. Huey coming off the bench, normally an everyday starter, but still, it is the amount of production that the entire roster needs to give, whether you're a starter or coming off the bench.
Absolutely, and that's where Coach Greg Harrigan needed here. And the one important thing about the Blue Devils is always use your bench wisely.
And of course, Grace Howerton has talked about the versatility and the amount of talent that's on this roster with the new additions. But still, the senior leadership she also praised very much. 4 senior leaders, along with Kendall Fisher returning for a 5th year, along with Julia Huey, Gabby Goff, and Kylie Beatty. The leadership is here for this team this year. Drive down the lane, underneath, and a rebound and taken away by Maggie Long. Long quickly in transition, drive down the lane, and there will be a foul. So Maggie Long will go to the charity stripe.
What a run there by Maddie Long, trying to go through traffic in transition, and she picks up the foul, and she'll head to the line.
Maggie Long has really stepped up throughout this entire season. Is Long, Jade Ferris, and Kendall Fisher, these three have averaged double-digit points right now per game as the season goes along.
And of course, Maddie Long, of course, 2 for 2 against Lourdes from the free-throw line. She already got her first. And she picked up both of them. She only picked up a couple of points and a couple of rebounds against Lourdes in the last game while playing 21 minutes. So it's great to see Maddie Long doing all the damage there.
Kylie Beatty subs in.
And of course,
working around the perimeter.
And we see Kylie Beatty, number 14, into the action for the first time.
Torchin, now a quick drive down the lane and a beauty by Taylor Treat.
Nice bounce pass from Turchin all the way towards Urbanski.
Outside to Long, gives away to Huey, now down low to Beatty. Beatty down low, foul going up, and now it's Kylie Beatty's turn to go to the line and shoot. Foul is on Jayla Torchin, that'll be her first.
And Kylie Beatty will head to the line. She also had a couple of points and a couple of rebounds while playing 11 minutes against Lourdes. She was 0 for 2 with 3 throw attempts.
And it's one thing that this Blue Devils team needs to focus on a lot, and that is rebounds, because they are actually being out-rebounded. This team is averaging just about 35 rebounds per game, and their opponents are averaging nearly 40.
And they need to get more offensive rebounds as well. And of course, we got sub coming on here, and it is number 3, once again, Cassia Lavasso.
3-point lead for the Blue Devils. Under 5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Torchin takes the handoff, gives it away, a loose ball picked up by Moore. Ariana Moore, quick floater.
Oh, what a block by Julia Huey.
Blocked by Huey and picked up by Goff. Quickly in transition, tried to hit Beatty on the run, but it goes out of bounds.
Kylie Beatty, he lost it on the handle. But good, impressive start here for the Blue Devils. They seem more comfortable in transition and trying to pick up some good rebounds and handle things well defensively.
3 ball just off the mark. Loose ball underneath. Quickly rebound, put it back up, and it rolls off. Rebounded by Goff.
And just like I said, they need to get more offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds as well to add it on to it.
So Fisher and Beatty try to go again in transition. This time it goes out of bounds and stays with LTU. So this will be an inbound play. Gabrielle Beggs checks back in.
And Maddie Long will inbound the basketball.
Huey, quick 3 ball. In and out. And on the rebound, there will be a foul called, and it will be called on Maggie Long. That'll be her first.
And of course, Blue Devils are in the bonus. Maddie Long with her second foul of the game. So of course, Maddie Long will have a seat.
Bailey Stevens checks in, one of the freshman additions to this squad in the offseason.
And of course, Bailey Stevens coming in.
And we will get an offensive foul called here for a moving screen, and that foul is called on Ariana Moore.
Wow. And of course, going back to Bailey Stevens, she's averaging less than a point per game. And coming into tonight, she is 1 for 5. She only picked up 3 points in the last game against Lords while playing 6 minutes. So Kylie Beatty will inbound the basketball.
As there was a brief moment there, officials were at the scores table trying to correct the amount of fouls per team. It was 5-1, but the correct amount, and it is actually 5 team fouls. As on that last offensive, that last offensive foul does put LTU within the bonus with 3:53 left to go, and have more brief discussion real quick.
Yeah, they're checking the team fouls there if it's correct, and
the officials are
so they call it an illegal screen.
Moore's feet were not completely set. They were still in transition as trying to set the screen. So trying to clarify the call here. We also want to make sure everybody has had a great Thanksgiving this past couple of weeks and right around the holiday season.
I was wondering, did you have a good Thanksgiving break?
I did, actually. Thank you very much. Got to see family. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was good. I went to church, of course, got to hang around with everybody here at my church, and gotta do what we gotta do, and hopefully we love to have fun, celebrating Thanksgiving as always.
Rebounded by Goff. Now back to her. Goff will drive it down the baseline, and there will be a foul for a reach.
So it will stay LTU's way with 3:29 to go.
So far, LTU is being very aggressive, taking good aggressive drives down the lanes and along the baseline. Now Gabby Goff will go shoot from the line.
And of course, Amelia McNutt out of East Lansing came back on.
And it was Amelia McNutt, and along with Megan Urbanski, these two players from the Lakers, in which Grace Howerton mentioned to me to look out for. These two have really stepped up the past couple of games. They can shoot from the perimeter, they can shoot from 3. It was those two, and it's those two in which LTU has to look out for and defend more on the perimeter.
And of course, these are two of the players that the Blue Devils, of course, need to watch out for, especially when they have the ball as well.
Torchin gives it away to Urbanski. Now gives it down low to Lavasser. Kicks it out. Shot clock down to 5, and that long three goes in by Gabrielle Banks.
Wow, that was smooth three-pointer from Gabrielle Banks.
Banks with her first bucket of the night. Now around the perimeter, LTU goes. Goff gives it away to Beatty, and now we got a foul away from the ball. As it looked like Megan Urbanski and Bailey Stevens got in a tangle, and the foul is called on Urbanski. That'll be Urbanski's first. As we will get a timeout called, this would be a quick 30-second timeout called by Dion Thomas of Roosevelt. So score is 9-8, 2:45 left to go in the first period. So far, LTU is playing very conservative, and they're taking aggressive drives. What do you see that's working for them very well?
Oh, wow. Well, that's a good question, John. Well, of course, they got to make some time. They got to have some time to make sure that they go in transition. Try to make sure to work away around the perimeter, because once they're going on the defensive side of things, they need to make sure that how aggressive that they need to be. And that's what they're exactly doing right now. Of course, look at Roosevelt. Of course, they're 3 for 14 in field goals, 1 for 6 in three-pointers. And you can see how impressive Lawrence Tech has become, especially when you see the numbers going forward there. And now we got a chance to see Bailey Stevens at the line.
One of the many new additions, as she sinks that first three throw, one of the many new additions to this squad. A lot of great talent that their head coach has spoken so much about even before the season started. Their head coach, Grace Howerton, said that their dedication to their work in the offseason, in their practice, they hope to really pay it off. And they look for everybody just to step up.
And that's exactly what it's all about.
That one rolls off, rebounded by Lavasser. Down low inside the paint, and that one just rolls in.
And you can see the Lakers are getting closer and closer. And of course, Addie Nagel recently came back onto the game.
Hands off to Stevens, but Huey is called for the travel, and that'll be another turnover.
And that's a mistake right there for the Blue Devils that they do not want to get involved in. Turnovers. That's the first mistake that they made here.
That's the third turnover thus far for LTU. But so far, Roosevelt has not been able to capitalize off the turnovers thus far. As that one gives away. Now down low for Torchin against Goff. Kicks it out to Urbanski. Now all the way up top for McNutt. McNutt down the lane, kick out.
Whoa.
And we will get another offensive foul called as McNutt is called for the charge right on Addie Nagel.
You can see the tangle along the leg there, and Amelia McNutt gained their third foul.
And that is huge right there as one of their key players right there. McNutt with already 3 fouls, and we're just only in the first quarter right here.
So she needs to be very careful. Got to use her time wisely not to get another foul here.
Ferris, who checked back in as well, gives it away to Stevens. Stevens around underneath, gives it away to Nagel. Now loose ball, knocked away again. Beggs picks it up, still loose, down low for Lavasser.
Oh!
And that one is blocked by Evans.
What a defensive
Very
play
good,
by
clean
Dominique
block.
Evans.
Now again, the other way. Huey, corner three, off the mark. Loose again, Torchin picks it up.
So right now it's crunch time here for the Lakers.
Down low, Lavasser. And there will be a foul called on Evans for the block. So Kensia Lavasser will go to the line to shoot. Evans with her first foul.
And of course, Maddie Long and Kendall Fisher are back onto the game. Lavasser, of course, played 33 minutes at Governor State. She had a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. She was 5 for 14 in field goal attempts. And she got the first one here.
That evens it up to score at 11.
And she was nearly perfect as well in free throw attempts, 5 for 6. Oh,
that one
so
goes
close.
in and out, rebounded by Evans. Nagel brings it up with 1 minute left to go in the first quarter. Around the perimeter they go. Now down low for Jade Ferris. Ferris against Scott. Fadeaway try, knocked away.
You can
Picked
see,
up by Treat.
You can see the pressures on the Blue Devils right now. As you can see, the defense is totally clicking on here for the Lakers.
Quick pull-up jumper goes through by Treat as she faked the three.
And that's the first lead of the night for Roosevelt.
Ferris hands it off to Nagel. Nagel down the lane through traffic, and it goes in. Wow, what a drive right there by Addie Nagel.
Addie Nagel right through traffic, through 2 Lakers defenders, and she manages to finish it smoothly off the glass.
Shot clock will go off. This will be a last-second shot to end the first quarter. Tied at 13. Down to 5. They go out one more time. And the shot just misses. And so that's how the first quarter ends. So we are tied at 13 apiece right after 1 quarter of play. So Jan, from what you've seen thus far, not a lot of turnovers and many aggressive drives and not early foul trouble for LTU here.
Yeah, that's one of the key parts here in this first quarter. Stay away from foul trouble, and that's exactly what they have done here. Although, of course, what happened late in the quarter, of course, the Blue Devils trying to find their focus, but they couldn't manage it done there. But of course, they managed it to get through transition as well, and hopefully gain some good opportunities there at the basket.
And of course, a couple of drives and a couple of transition plays that didn't really work out for them that well. It led into turnovers. Some led to 3-throw opportunities. It's plays in transition, but also they still got to play better defense around the perimeter as well. And even to Keith's point, that last bucket by Taylor Treat, faked the 3 and sent Dominique Evans flying and able to do a more conservative pull-up jumper. So it's defensive stuff like that in which you got to fix along the way. But give credit to Grace Howerton. She uses that bench very wisely and very fast. So that way you just try to make a difference within the game.
Absolutely. And, you know, the Blue Devils hopefully trying to get their improvement going forward, going into the second quarter here.
After this matchup against Roosevelt, the same Blue Devils will be back in action on Saturday this weekend when they take on the Racers of University of Northwestern Ohio. That'll be a conference matchup, their last conference matchup before the Christmas break. As the Blue Devils, in the preseason polls, they were picked to finish 4th in the conference this year. They currently sit at 7 right now with a 2-4 record. Nagel will start things off, gives it away to Evans. Around to Fisher. It's down low. Jade Ferris against Urbanski, and she banks it up and in. Jade Ferris, second bucket of the night, and a good start for LTU to the second quarter.
And they got the lead once again, and that's exactly what they wanted to get things going here in the second quarter.
Treat, and a good drive, open lane by Beggs. And that was a good backside cut.
That was a good pass there, but nobody was there on the Blue Devil side to try to pick McNutt up.
And that's just the perfect play setup. You do a fake drive down the lane, force one defender out. Now Nagel with a drive down the lane. That one just rolls off, and there's a scramble for it. And it's Taylor Treat who comes up with it. Now Beggs it the other way, hands it off in transition, and that is Ariana Moore with a good drive and finish.
Man, both teams are trading baskets here early on here in the second quarter here. This is getting intense now.
Fisher now down low. Ferris with all kinds of space, and she makes the best of it. Ferris with back-to-back opportunities down low, and back and forth we go. Definitely an electric fast start to the second quarter. Beggs down low, now hands it off. In transition, and there is a foul on the way up. And the foul will be called on Addie Nagel.
And Gabby Beggs will head to the line. So far tonight, 6 points on the way. She played 15 minutes at Governor State. 0 for 3 in field goals, 0 for 2 in three-pointers, and she only had 1 steal.
Taylor Torchin checks in for China Scott.
And of course, Beggs averaging 9.3 points per game coming into tonight.
This is the first attempt. That'll be Eddie Eagles' first foul, and that one just misses as well, and rebounded by Evans. Evans has been busy with a couple of rebounds tonight as well. And it's those defensive rebounds that are much needed, and now we try to see more on the offensive side.
And just like we said, defensive rebounds needed to
Pull-up
be
jumper,
made.
and that one goes through, and Kendall Fisher gets in on the fun. That's her first bucket of the night.
You see Taylor Treat getting things going here. He recently came on back into the game.
Hands it off to Moore. Moore, floater try. That one rolls off, and again Evans with a rebound.
And Dominique Evans is there at the right place at the right time, picking up some rebounds.
Ferris off the mark. Evans regains it. Nagel had a little bit of space. Tries to take the lane,
offensive
and she is
rebound.
called for the offensive foul. And that'll be called for a charge.
Yeah, offensive foul there on Addie Nagel. But just like I said, Dominique Evans right now 6 rebounds tonight here, and we're only here in the second quarter with 7:39 to go.
Evans has missed some time this year with a variety of injuries, as you can tell. She had brace on the shoulder, brace along the knee, and she is one of the more reliable starters that Grace Howerton has talked about over the years. So it's great to see her back in the lineup. Now Beggs will send it away. Urbanski, quick pull-up 3 off the mark, and again Evans with another rebound, and she is fouled by Moore.
And that's rebound number 7 for Dominique Evans. Right now she's definitely putting on a show here, grabbing up those defensive rebounds, and she will head off to replace.
And that is Gracie Bobo who gets her first action of the night, coming off the bench.
And of course, Gracie Bobo picking up a point and a rebound while playing 3 minutes at Lord. She was 1 for 2 in free throws, 0 for 2 in field goals, and 0 for 1 in three-pointers.
Fisher hands it off to Ferris. Long now over to Bobo. Kylie Beatty back into the game as well. Inside the paint, kicks it out. And Beatty will be called for a 3-second violation, and we go the other way. And it's turnovers like that in which you really can't afford to have. Those 3-second violations, you just got to be weary of your surroundings as well. Good move by Treat. Hands it off to Scott, who's back in. Torchin down low. And another 3-second violation call. This one will be on Torchin, and so back-to-back turnovers. And we go back the other way with the Blue Devils.
So what a way to return the favor.
Bobo gives it away to Maggie Long. Now to Beatty. Long, top of the key, 3 ball, just off the mark. Gracie Bobo with the rebound. Shot clock will reset. Around the perimeter they go. Down low to Ferris. Ferris over to Bobo, now to the corner. For Long, baseline drive.
We gotta
gives
hurry.
it away to Ferris. Ferris a quick floater try, off the glass and in.
Jade Ferris now with 8 points tonight.
Trying to go for a steal was Fisher, and she'll be called for a reach. Fisher with her first foul.
So far, 3 team fouls for the Blue Devils here in the second quarter. And they already allowed 3 of them back in the first quarter.
Treat will bring it up.
Oh, what a
bit of
steal.
miscommunication. Beatty with the takeaway. Quickly in transition, gives it away to Bobo. Now around the perimeter to Fisher. Directing traffic, now down low to Ferris. Beatty with a whole bunch of space, takes a drive, and she gets it on the floater.
Nicely done by Kylie Beatty, who now got 6 points tonight.
I gotta say, a bit surprised that Beatty elected not to go for a 3-ball there. She had a lot of space, but decided to take the lane shot. Scott with the hook shot, and it's taken away on the rebound by Fisher. Quickly in transition, Maggie Long, 3-ball coming, and it's off the mark. Beggs with the rebound.
We're going end-to-end action here, just halfway through this first half.
There's only been one 3-pointer shot tonight, and that one was for the Lakers. They're 1 of 8. LTU is 0 for 7. That one's rebounded by Fisher. Quickly in transition, down low, Maggie Long,
What a
backside
block!
cut. And Torchin with the rejection. Possession stays with LTU.
Wow, what a block by Torchin, who did, like, it was right out of nowhere with Torchin just trying to get that going here off the block.
Torchin goes to the bench. Kensia Lavasser checks back in. Lavasser and now Fisher, 3-ball with a whole bunch of space. Quickly rebounded by Ferris. Off the mark, still loose underneath, and Ferris regains it. LTU with a full clock of possession. Down low to Ferris again. Quickly out to Beatty. 3-ball from the corner is in and out.
Man, they had so many attempts so far here off the 3-pointers, but couldn't connect. They were getting close.
Getting closer and closer every time. Lavasser down low. Quickly pulled up. Now down the lane, and that one rolls in.
And now we get a timeout on LTU. And it's very interesting to see that with 4:12 to go in the first half, you kind of see where the game plan goes here for the remainder of this first half, because it's interesting to see how good that they really are going here for the Blue Devils. They're doing offensively well, but on the defensive side of things, hopefully they can pick up the pace here and try to pick up the pieces as well.
No, definitely. They've allowed too many backside cuts and too many open lanes as well. And because on back-to-back possessions early on in this quarter, the Lakers were able to execute a fake drive down the lane that pulls out another defender, that opens up a lane for another person for a backside cut and an easy handoff, and then a finish of a lane.
Yeah, if I were Coach Grace Halligan, I was thinking about like full court press, trying to make sure that Roosevelt get the pressure that they needed here.
Dominique Evans checks back in. Huey gives it away to Fisher. Thought about a 3. Now gives it away to Bobo. Her 3-point shot, that one just rolls off.
Right now, 0 for 8 on 3-point attempts for the Blue Devils. Make that 0 for 9.
Treat against Fisher. And she is called for the travel. So good pressure by Kendall Fisher. As Gabby Goff checks in, she will replace Jade Ferris going back to the bench.
And of course, we will see some subs here. Of course, Gabby Goff coming back on.
Around the perimeter. Hands it off to Goff. Now gives it away to Evans. And we will get an offensive foul called here as Goff is called for an illegal screen.
So Gabby Goff getting her first foul of the game.
That's the 4th team foul for LTU. So definitely a different side of this. LTU with only 3 team fouls in the first quarter. Now underneath, and Lavasser is called for the travel.
So far 13 turnovers here in this game so far here. We're 3:14 away from halftime.
Goff picks up her dribble, gives it away to Bobo, now to Evans, all the way around for Huey. Evans directing traffic. Down low inside the paint. Shot clock inside 5. That one's just missed. Trying to put it back out last second, and it's off the rim.
And it was too late.
So the shot didn't count regardless, and there'll be a shot clock violation.
It was crunch time here on the shot clock for the Blue Devils. They need to hopefully picking up the pace
So far, it's been Roosevelt that's been forcing them to go around the perimeter. It's been a zone-type defense that the Lakers have been putting on thus far. And that's what really ate up that shot clock right there. Loose ball underneath. Urbanski, 3-ball from the corner, off the mark. Gabby Goff with the rebound.
Here comes Kendall Fisher running forward.
Fisher gives it off. Corner 3, Huey, and that one finally goes in. First 3-ball of the night for LTU.
Finally, we got a 3-ball in the books.
And Huey is one of those primetime 3-ball shooters. Lavasser hands it off to Beggs. Lavasser, she'll take a 3-ball shot off the mark, gets her own rebound, quickly underneath and finishes it off.
All done there by Turchin, or I should say Lavasser picking up a good offensive rebound. Now let's see what the Blue Devils can do in transition with a more than 40 to go.
Fisher takes a 3-ball, and that one goes in with no problem. So back-to-back 3-balls for LTU. First Huey and now Fisher. The lead is now up to 8. And quick pause in play to reset the net around the rim.
And you gotta love back-to-back 3-pointers here. Bailey Stevens is gonna come back on for Gracie Bobo.
And Gracie Mitchell also checks in. This is her first action of the night.
And of course for Gracie Mitchell, she played a couple of minutes at Rochester back on November 22nd. Coming into tonight, she is picking up 9 points this season.
Foul away from the ball. Foul will be called on Gabby Goff. That'll be her second foul, and that's the 15th foul for LTU. And that will put Rochester into the bonus with 1:22 left to go.
So, can see Lavasser come over to the line. And she missed the first one. Of course, she was 1 for 3 now in 3-throw attempts. She only picked up 4 rebounds so far tonight with 9 points.
Goes 0 for 2 on this try. And there was a 3-throw violation. So it goes with LTU regardless. So 8-point lead for LTU here in the first half. Fisher gets away to Mitchell. Feeds to Ferris down low, kicks it out. Stevens, the 3-ball off the heel. Rebounded by Ferris, puts it up and in.
Nicely done by Jade Ferris to get the score off the glass on the offensive rebound of things. And now we got a turnover.
Fisher down the lane.
Oh!
Rebounded, put it back up, and that one misses as well.
Man, that was so close.
Stevens and Ferris were going for the rebound. Ferris came up with it and couldn't put it back up.
And Fisher almost finished it off right there on the steal.
And another takeaway. Now Fisher again in transition. Nearly taken away. Huey down the baseline. Pulls it up. And they will call a charge.
Oh! Wow. I
Second
cannot believe that call.
Second offensive foul called on LTU. And that's Huey's second foul. Leads now up to 10. 29.4 left. Huey will go to the bench, and Abby Ray checks in. One of the other freshman additions. Her first sign of action tonight will finish off the rest of the second quarter.
And she played 5 minutes at Lourdes, but coming into tonight, she is 5 for 17 this season in in field goal attempts.
Roosevelt will run this clock out. Try to make it within about 8.
Jenna Fisher working her way through.
Oh! Knocked away. 3-ball. That one rolls off, and that is how the first half will come to an end. So after 2 quarters, LTU with a 10-point lead. It is 31 to 21. So going into the halftime, Jan, what are some things that LTU needs to just to crispen up just a bit to really take real control of this game?
Just to crispen up on the shooting a little bit more, because I thought they were, handled things very well here. But of course, take a look at the field goal attempts. Of course, They are 11 for 32, but hopefully they wanted to like focus on shooting things more here. So far, 3-pointers hopefully need to be shooting it as well, but hopefully so far it's been an impressive start here for the Blue Devils so far.
And one thing that definitely sticks out the most is points off of turnovers. Both these teams are even about turnovers at 9 apiece. LTU has 7 points off those 9 turnovers of Roosevelt. Roosevelt has yet to convert on a single turnover by LTU. So that is a really great sign as well, that LTU is taking advantage of the opportunities that they are given. So with that, in about 15 minutes, we will come back for the second half of play right here in the LTU Sports Network. We'll see you in a little bit.